So what's this sacred secretion all about? You know, a lot of people regard it only to do with the reproductive fluids, you know, semen retention, sexual abstinence, all of that. Of course, that is going to preserve this essence. And we can see in this drawing of the Neijing too, we have the Gemini twins representing the testicles and all the ovaries as masculine and feminine aspects of the lower regions of the body in the reproductive area. We have them sat in this big watery path of the cerebral spinal fluid, right? If you haven't seen my 12 mineral salts video explaining this a bit, have a look at that for reference. And what they're doing in the poetry of this Neijing too, they're described as tirelessly and endlessly working the watery treadmill and making sure these waters flow to the northeast and they go upstream. So this is an aspect of the sexual energy being saved and turned into Kundalini energy as it gets moved up the spine, right? So that is one aspect of saving the seed, and that is all to do with this Ren 1 and Do 1 linking when we perform the microcosmic orbit in terms of joining together this Do meridian to this Ren meridian, this orange one to this pink one. And so that is the joining in the lower region of the body, just under the tailbone. So that's the saving of the seed place. Then when we come up to the end of the Dumai, this diagram that should actually still be pink, and you can see here it says Do 28. That's the end of the Do meridian. So it's going from here, from Do 1, all the way around to finish at Do 28. And then the Ren 24, the end of the Ren, this is the beginning of this green meridian. So we've got the blue one for the Do, the green one for the Ren. That's finishing just under the lower lip. So the Do 28 is finishing in the upper lip, this is finishing in the lower lip, and when we touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth, as the red dragon in the Red Sea that Moses parted, we can then join these two open close areas back together again, just as we do in this region down here. And this is basically what I'm doing here, is showing that that is an electromagnetic circuitry system, and we're joining it in the lower and we're joining it in the upper, and then we can circulate the energy through the Ren and the Do, which when they are joined together they are called the river chariot. So in terms of saving the seed in the upper region, we've got in this microcosmic orbit practice, the practice of swallowing the saliva. So the saliva carries a lot of enzymes inside that can clean your mouth, protect your teeth, all of that, and digestive enzymes used to help produce food in the middle cauldron that helps to produce blood and nutrients that sends it to the rest of the body. So saliva is very important in terms of the whole life production cycle, in terms of these three aspects of Jesus. And so in the microcosmic orbit circulation of refinement, what is happening is we're trying to blend alchemically the seed into the essence. And once those have been blended, then they get blended back into the spirit, and then the spirit gets blended back into creation or God, which is essentially a reversal of the Fibonacci spiral, going from 3 to 2 to 1 to nothing, or everything as creation. And so we do this by swallowing the saliva, circulating it from the region of the upper cauldron, the chi, moving it through the middle, coagulating it down here, the chi with the essence, So it's a movement from the upper to the lower, moving it up through the cerebral spinal fluid into the brain, and then eventually returning it back into the heart. So I find this really important, this moving it back into the heart, because when you think about racing Kundalini energy, you know, it's turning essentially orgone energy from a sexual energy, location-wise, into a more psychic energy, location-wise, because of, you know, the pineal gland, the cosmic radio, all of that. But where do you put it? Where does it go? It has to go somewhere, right? And as the heart is the house of the spirit, and we are refining this 3 to 2 to 1, going backwards, it has to be put back into the heart to return the spirit back to God or creation. So this is this process of using the saliva to refine these life forces, and over a period of time, this will lead us back to the middle way or the path, month by month.